How does biocentrism shape climate change ethics? Imagine a world where every plant, animal, and microorganism has a voice and a right to exist. That's the core idea behind biocentrism, a way of thinking that changes how we see our planet. Instead of focusing only on humans, biocentrism says all living things have value just because they are alive. This view challenges the common idea that nature is here to serve human needs. It asks us to see ourselves as part of a larger community of life. When it comes to climate change, this perspective urges us to think beyond just saving ourselves. It pushes us to protect forests, oceans, and wildlife because they have a right to be here, regardless of their usefulness to humans. Biocentrism believes that every living being has a purpose and a good of its own. For example, a bee pollinating flowers or a whale swimming in the ocean are not just useful to humans. They have their own reasons for existing, and their lives matter in their own right. This means that climate policies should not only aim to reduce greenhouse gases, but also focus on preserving ecosystems and species. Protecting the Amazon rainforest or coral reefs becomes a moral duty, not just an environmental goal. This way of thinking also highlights how interconnected life is. When one species suffers because of climate change, it can cause a chain reaction that harms many others. For instance, if rising temperatures kill off certain plants, animals that depend on them may struggle or die. This interconnectedness means that harming one part of the web of life can weaken the entire system. So, biocentrism encourages us to prevent environmental damage because it affects all living things, not just humans. From an ethical point of view, biocentrism challenges us to rethink how we justify harming nature. It questions ideas like exploiting natural resources or ignoring the suffering of animals because they are not human. Instead, it calls for a shift where humans see themselves as part of a bigger community of life, sharing moral duties to protect it. This means making choices that respect the rights and intrinsic value of all living beings. In the end, biocentrism shapes climate change ethics by giving moral weight to all forms of life. It reminds us that protecting biodiversity and ecosystems is not just good for the planet but a moral obligation. It urges us to see ourselves as caretakers of the entire web of life, making decisions that honor the value of every living thing on Earth.